please.
Someone's already hit the button.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 2021 Cherry Capital Comic Con. I know I've said that a number of times this weekend when they stick a microphone in front of my face, but I think it bears repeating that it does not get old saying it has been way too long since we've seen you guys. We are so happy to have you back. So thank you for joining us this weekend. Big round of applause for all of you. Thanks for coming. Friends, this is one of my favorite points of the weekend. It's also one of the most difficult. It's an emotional one. Gary Reed is a friend of the show, founder of Caliber Comics, responsible for launching a lot of comic careers, a lot of artists, a lot of writers, a lot of creators. He's a very dear friend of the show, and unfortunately lost him a few years back. So we decided to honor his memory. The only way that we felt was right, and that was by creating an award in his name, which he would have hated, but I think he would have enjoyed the spirit of it, because the point behind the award was to take that legacy that he left and really celebrate it in the folks that are creating and helping out others in the comics community along the way, lifting them up, and really just being a supportive network and really kind of peer mentoring. And, Seth has said it best. Seth and Lucy said it best. Same team. Right? Same team. We are all on the same team. Gary and Bob. So, despite what we think about Gary maybe not liking the award, I do think Gary would have liked the spirit of it, and I'm sure he would have been proud of everybody who has been up on the stage over the last 5 years. So we have a couple of things tonight. Normally, we have all of the previous winners here on hand. That is not the case tonight. There are a number of reasons. Previous winners, Dan Doherty and Travis McIntyre, Casey Pierce could not be with us tonight. But Seth the Moose is here. The very first We love Seth. So Seth is going to present the award, so I'm going to let you hang on to this. Don't drop it, man. What are you doing?
That's all right. I'll give you mine.
So I just want to take a minute to recognize these fine folks up here. Our finalists for 2021 are Miss Drena Jo, editor extraordinaire. Christina Blanch, co-writer on Good Boy and owner of All Yeah Comics Muncie. And the madman creative genius himself. You guys, I've seen so many ideas just fall out of this guy's head every time I talk to him. He is a machine. Mr. Garrett Gunn. And last but certainly not least, somebody who has been often described as the heart and soul of Source Point Press, the man who has his fingers in everything and is not afraid to step up. Hey now, it's a family show, Seth. The man who is not afraid to help anybody out with their projects, Joshua Werner. I just want to say a couple of things. Collectively, I have known this group of people for varying amounts of time. Some of them just recently, within the last year, I've made very real and good connections with, and some of them I have known for a few years now. And when the finalist selection committee started voting on all of the nominees for this year, and it started to quickly become clear who the finalists were going to be. I took one look at it and said, that is absolutely perfect. This group does so much to not only create new content and make exciting comics, but they also take the time to reach out, connect with other creators, and really support the community around them. I want to make sure that they all get a collective huge round of applause for all of their work and everything that they do. So without further ado, I'm going to let Seth take over, and we're going to cut right to the chase, and we're going to announce the winner of the 2021 Gary Reed Independent Creator of the Year.
2021 Gary Reed Award winner is Joshua Werner.
Good thing you got a speech.
Wow. Yeah. So I didn't plan one because I really didn't expect this to happen. Wow. I've known Gary a long time. I met him straight out of college. I was already very, very aware of his career and everything he'd done for this entire industry and this community. For those who didn't know him personally, he'd be very intimidating. He was very stone-faced. He's hard to read. And as you got to know him, you realized that made his sense of humor even that much more special. He was a hysterical person when his comments would come out through that stone-cold face. He's also somebody who's hard to read when you didn't really know how he was feeling about like whatever you were trying to present to him. But right out the gate, he gave me some of my first work in this industry. I was doing freelance stuff for him. This is before Caliber came back, so I was doing stuff for Binary and Desperado, and he even got me some IDW work for a bit. And I was just blown away. And I was young and hungry and scrappy, and he just really loved that kind of energy. And he kind of took me under his wing. And a few years later, when Trico Legends and I were trying to start Source Point Press in late 2012, I came to him to talk to him about it, and first thing he said was, "Don't do it." And I said, you know, everything that you did with Caliber was just like you created this model that is all about the creators and all about this launching them. It was this you know, this source point for the beginnings of so many careers, and this you know, they got to go on and take these creations you know, anywhere they wanted because they owned them and they kept them, and sometimes that meant them continuing on without you, and you were there for the next round of creators who needed that help. And I said, I can't think of anything more admirable. He said, okay, so you're gonna do it anyway, is what you're saying. I said, yeah, I think so. So from that moment forward, he gave a lot of really good advice. He kind of steered us in the right directions. When Travis McIntyre came on, he was, I introduced him to Gary as soon as I could, and they hit it off really well. And it just, one of the last things that Gary ever wrote, he didn't write for Caliber. He wrote for us at Source Point. And it was illustrated by Seth Moose. It's called Savants, and I like to think of it as kind of like the dark tower of his work, because Savants was it tied into about 20 years of writing. He had a whole series called Raven Chronicles, and it was in a universe of characters that he created, and Savants took place in that universe, and this was the last thing he did. And we were at a table together in Boston. He was sitting next to me signing copies of Savants just a few days before he passed away. So we were able to finish the series with the permission of his family, and I'm so proud that we were able to to have that last thing of his in our home. And he definitely is like everywhere. I mean, I look at the toy industry, I look at the comic industry, and I just see his influence everywhere I look, and I don't think a lot of people know that. What he was responsible for, because he was so humble about it. I'm just so proud and happy to be able to work in an industry that he helped create, and this means everything to me.
Congratulations. Well deserved, well earned. Like, long time coming, for sure. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Show floor is closing shortly. This concludes our presentation of the Garrett Reed Award for 2021. Be sure to join us tomorrow for the last day of C4 2021. We are happy to have you here. It's Halloween. We're going to trick or treat. We're going to have a blast. Let's close out the show with a whole lot of fun. Thank you guys for coming.